telling your experience through well-planned content. So there's 4 parts in this video training series about getting digital ready for Tasty Island. Making the most of your Tasty Island experience, telling your experience's story, bringing your experience to life through social media, and then getting your message out there. So in this video, we're going to talk about telling your experience's story. So where can you tell your story? Well, here's 3 of the main channels. Your website. And this is where you may have a dedicated page talking about your experience, making it specific to Tasty Island. You may have some blog content, which we'll talk about in a minute. Email marketing is still important, so you still may be able to capture people's email address and communicate to them about the experiences to encourage them to come. And social media is also important, where you can target your existing audience or maybe a new audience you target through advertisement. Now, the Tasty Island logo is really important to include in your promotions. So put this in your homepage, put it on your landing page. It's readily available from Fáilte Ireland. On your homepage, you should include some details about the experience. Have just a couple of lines of text which explains what this experience is and how it relates to Tasty Island. Here's an example of the Midlands Park Hotel having the Tasty Island logo. And this is specific, an experience which is specific to Tasty Island, and you can see they've got a really good image there as well. Visit the Burren have created some good blog content. So every article you write on your website is an opportunity for people to talk about this and share across social media channels, and it's also an opportunity to drive more traffic from Google. So do think about having some blog content which is all about the Tasty Island experience you have running. Get articles on other websites, so you can create blog content your own website. This is an example of an article which links back to the Strand Hotel, and it's about Taste the Place experience at the Limerick Strand Hotel. So get out there and promote that experience and try to get mentions or articles on other websites as well. Support your content with great imagery and video, and I think Airfield Estate do a good job of this. You can see all the images have a Tasty Island logo, and they've got Tasty Island experiences with specific dates. Really good imagery. So it's important to invest in that imagery and video. So get a professional to help with that. So why use email marketing? Well, it's great for building an audience for ongoing promotion of activities that are coming up. So you're constantly building that email database, and then you have a larger number of people to promote your experiences to. If somebody comes to your experience, you might follow up with them with an email afterwards looking for a testimonial or review, and these are really important online. And you want to capture details of interested people, and through email marketing you might convince them to actually come to a future experience. If you have an always-on experience, for example you have a Tasty Island menu that's available all day every day, well, these are the type of emails you may send. One, you could send a regular email just indicating what's going on, stories you want to share, any particular news. When I say regular email, it needs to be consistently delivered, for example, once a week or once every 2 weeks, so you're always communicating with your list. You may also reach out and run promotions and share the promotions to your list as well. And if you've created great blog content, that's an excuse to communicate with your email list. A regular experience is more like something like a meet the maker experience that's on every day at a specific time. Now, you need to capture details on the experience page if you can, because you want to make sure that people turn up to the experience. So make sure they provide their email address so you can communicate with them. Maybe send a reminder the day before their experience to make sure that they turn up. Then you can also promote to people that didn't turn up to the experience, so you can continue to promote and try to generate more people to future experiences. You can also follow up to get reviews as well, so people that actually came to your experience. Now, always collect email subscribers. Here's an example of Airfield News, and at the bottom you can see there's a subscribe option there where they're building the email subscribers. Here's another one where it's for wine tours, and on the right hand side you can see, welcome, we'd love you to join our mailing list. So this is a pop-up that appears as you scroll down through the content. It's really useful just to keep building those email subscribers. Social media is a great place for sharing content about your experiences across channels such as Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. You need to think about the content you're going to share, but also providing content for others to share for you also. Now, when you're sharing content, the content could be slightly different depending on if it's an always-on experience or a regular experience that's repeated at certain times, for example, a weekly tour. Now, for always-on experiences, we've categorized content into these 5 categories. We do this to make sure that you're sharing a variety of content and not sharing the similar content, at the same category too much. So let me go through practical examples of each of these. So what's on, that's where you share things like there's a special offer for your experience or the availability of the experience or experiences coming up. So it's 2 examples here, the Pierce Lyons Distillery promoting a tour, an Irish Whiskey Museum tour. And on the right hand side there's a promotion of a cheese board and a glass of wine, a special as part of Taste the Island. So it's always on experience. Your audience is sharing about your audience, so it's sharing opinions of your audience or reviews or resharing content or interacting with your audience and maybe sharing that content onto your audience. So here on the right hand side, the Lemon Tree restaurant is resharing content from Donegal food tours. So and that's talking about their particular business. Experience is about the actual experience, so it's like what people feel, hear, smell. So on the right hand side you see here young animal lovers are learning and interacting with animals on the farm with some great pictures here. So it's all about the experience. Behind the scenes, people like seeing what's going on behind the scenes. It could be good or bad or whatever's going on behind the scenes. On the right you see Wild Irish Chocolates, and they're just after getting a new ice cream machine. So that's what's going on behind the scenes at the moment. And around you, so if there's other Taste the Island events, it's good to promote them, or other festivals or promotions or other relevant activities, because if you start sharing that content, they'll start sharing your experience that's going on as well. And on the right hand side you need to see an example of this as well, resharing about an event coming up. So think about the different categories of content that are available and make sure that you share different content on a daily basis for different categories. And here's an example of the frequency of sharing across channels. So on Twitter you might share twice a day. So you might pick 2 categories and share 1 for each category twice a day. That's providing you've got a good few more tweets, maybe at least 6 more tweets. So you're not always sharing about the particular experience. You might share about twice on Facebook, twice a week on Facebook. Facebook stories and Instagram stories as often as you want, as long as it naturally fits into your daily story. And Instagram you might share twice a week. So think about the categories of content and also the frequency of sharing and plan that out in advance. Now, if you got regular experiences, the content is slightly different. So I have action content. This is details of the experience coming up. Audience, again, this is about the type of people coming, but also presenting. Experience, pictures and videos of the experience. Preparation is behind the scenes, what's going on behind the scenes. And social proof is what people said about the experience. So you might be resharing a positive review about the experience. So just slightly different when it's a regular experience. Just to summarize, the website, email marketing and social media are really important channels, so you should consider all 3 channels when you're promoting your experiences. Content variety makes it much easier to share more about your experience, so think about the different categories of content we provided and start using those categories or similar categories when you're sharing out that content. And a content sharing plan is also really essential, so think about consistency of sharing that content and how often you share and where you share. For example, on social media channels, do you share twice on Twitter or 3 times on Facebook? On email, how often do you share as well? So that content sharing plan is really essential.